Okay. All right. So let's start with your questions. All right, Mr. Okay. So I'm talking to Mr. Neil Lansing. All right. First of all, welcome to the system family, big dog. So I know you've been to a couple things. So you started out by saying I'm a little bit, it's a lot. Isn't that
Yeah.
cool? It is a lot. So um, every business, I think, starts out with, or at least every successful business I know has a really good newsletter. So there are three newsletters that you'll hear us talk about. And we kind of got to decide, when, how, where it makes sense to use these for you. So let me just give you a general overview description first, okay?
Okay.
All right. So there's Market Watch, the Market Watch newsletter. All right. We'll
Right.
call that one number one, and I'll show that to you here in a minute. And then there's Homeward Bound. That is a referral marketing newsletter. It's a referral. It's a newsletter to get referrals. Okay. So get referrals newsletter. That would be Homeward Bound. Okay. I'm looking for there it is, Vista Print Portal. I'm gonna log in there. And the third one would be InHouse. And InHouse is quarterly. That's a quarterly newsletter to get people to invest in real estate. Make sense?
Yes.
Okay. So let's start with Market Watch. Let's talk about that. I want to log into the Vista Print Portal. If I can figure out my login. I don't know what it is. Do you know how to log in to that Vista Print?
Yeah.
Good. Because I don't. I think I just figured it out. I just figured it out. Okay, so here I am in the Vista Print Portal, but let's go back to the website. So here we are on the Quantum Leap System Craig Proctor Coaching website. I love it. Okay, so over here on the right-hand side, you can see that little Vista Print Portal. You see that?
Right.
Right there. Okay, right there, Vista Print. All right, now, so let's go and let's check that bad boy out and talk about a few things, actually. So we're going to talk about newsletters, and then I want to show you information lines. Is that cool? We'll look at those two things, and then whatever other questions you got right now, but I think those are pretty relevant. All right, so let's go to click. I went to the Vista Print Portal, and you have to create an account. You can use your same credentials that you log in with. So here you're going to see there's business cards, and then they're right there, Market Watch newsletter. You see that?
Right.
Okay, Market Watch newsletter, and there's postcards and branded cards and less branded cards, and there's even sign writers. Okay, so let's go to Market Watch. So I click on the Market Watch newsletter, and here you go. You got January, February, March. They're all by month.
Okay.
So let's see. When we're doing today, what is this? July is about. Let's look at August. Okay. So there is the newsletter. So you can see it's pretty much done for you. All you got to do is pop in your credentials.
Right.
How easy is that? There's a front and a back to this thing, for sure. I just don't know how to get to the front and the back. Let's go start designing. See what that looks like. There it is. All right, cool. So there's a front. It's two-sided, I believe. Okay, I'm looking right here. Full bleed size, trim size, starting at 25 for 14 bucks. Okay, makes good sense. So here's what I would do with this Market Watch newsletter. I would send it to prospects.
Okay.
All right. So if I've got prospects in my database, and on the callback script, when I say, hey Neil, would you be interested in getting my monthly newsletter to keep you in touch with what's going on in the marketplace? That's a free service. You're not obligated to buy anything. And you say, sure. And I say, okay, let me get your address, and let me verify your contact information. So now I'm going to send you this newsletter every month.
Okay.
So clients aren't typically getting the Market Watch newsletter. Prospects are. Prospects that I've talked to that I'm following up with.
Okay.
Right. And you can see what it does is it keeps them coming back to your information line, keeps them coming back to your, I like that. So it keeps them coming back to your website, because when you look at this newsletter on it, see if we can blow it up a little bit. That thing was kind of small. Hang on, let's see if we can blow that bad boy up. I want to look at it a little closer. Oh, look at that. Damn, dude. Technology is amazing.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so check it out. So your name or team name, you know what my name would be? You ready? Your Home Sold Guaranteed or I'll Buy It. That would be my team name. Your Home Sold Guaranteed or I'll Buy It. Over here, Neil Lansing photo. You see that?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so that's easy. Now, if you look down here in the call to action, let's see if I can blow it up even more. Oh, damn, we're cooking with grease. All right, down here in the call to action, see it's got an information line.
Right.
There you go, man. So that's what you're going to run into here on this. All you got to do is customize it with your information line.
Right.
So this is going to go out monthly to everybody in your database that's a prospect, preferably that you've spoken to. So let's say I've got 100 people that I've spoke to in the last month or two that that are not my clients. I'm just following up with them to try to get a face-to-face meeting in the future to list their home or help them buy a house.
Right.
Okay. So prospects are not clients. So every prospect is going to get this newsletter, but I'm not going to send it to leads that I don't know if they're a prospect or not because I haven't spoken to them. Does that make sense? Am I clear on that? Okay. So people you speak to that you don't get appointments with, that you're following up with, that are pretty much making a move in the future, either near future or long-term future, they're going to get my monthly newsletter. So we would send out, dude, thousands of these on a month, literally, a couple of thousand, because that's how many prospects we would have in our database at any given time back in the day. But it started out as a few dozen.
Right.
Okay. So that's the monthly prospect follow-up newsletter. Questions?
Nope. Got it.
Okay. Awesome. All right. Now let's go look at what we're going to do for quote clients, people that sign an agreement with us. You're going to do two things. Okay. Going to go to library and file library. All right. And that's going to take me to, I'm going to jump down here to the Platinum Referral Marketing Newsletter. Library, referral marketing library, Platinum Referral System Library, Platinum Referral System Library. So every month, around the middle of the month, here I am in the Referral Systems Library. Every month around the middle of the month, we publish a newsletter for the next month called Homeward Bound. Okay. And typically the most recent publications are going to show up in that library, but down toward the bottom. Everything above that will be materials that are relevant to running the referral marketing system. That's what you're looking at here as I'm scrolling back up. Okay. So if we look at it, everything from Ultimate Referral System all the way down. Okay. I know it's a lot of content, but that's great. All the way down to there. Okay. Is content having to do with running the system, coaching, training, tips, strategies, you name it. Okay. And then around the middle of the month, like say middle of July 2019, somewhere around the middle of the month, August materials, in other words, August Homeward Bound, will be published onto this library. And that's what you see here. Okay. We're in mid-July. So boom, August materials just hit the shelf. Okay, so Homeward Bound is a newsletter for clients. Okay, past clients included. But not just them. It's anyone in your database that you believe is likely to refer you. Okay, so I'll give you an example. I had, at one time, literally 5,000 past clients. So you're probably like, did you mail 5,000 Homeward Bound newsletters? And the answer was no, because at some point, I'm only mailing to people that I believe are likely to refer me. But initially, you got to seed this mailing list. Okay, so when you look at, like, if we were looking at the Platinum Referral System checklist right there, you would see on the checklist, I say start with at least 250, preferably 300 as a mailing list to get this. That would be past clients, sphere, friends, family, business associates, which is really sphere, even adopted customers, and of course, clients.
Right.
Okay. So, and they're going to get this newsletter in the mail every month. That's Homeward Bound newsletter, monthly. So that's a much, that may be a bigger number, it may be a smaller number than who's getting Market Watch. But Market Watch, again, is for prospects that we spoke to, that we're trying to follow up and get appointments with in the future. Okay. Homeward Bound, clients, sphere, friends, family, business associates that are likely to refer me. Start with at least a list of 250 to 300, and then grow it from there. Okay.
Okay.
Am I doing okay so far? Making some clarity? Good. Okay.
Yep.
All right. Now, so that's two of the newsletters. Before we talk about InHouse, which is the third newsletter, let's go back and just make sure on referral, the Homeward Bound, you understand. So every month when we publish the materials, there's the publications, and you can see there's a pub file, and then there's a PDF file. See that?
Right.
Pub file and a PDF file. And then what we do is I typically pick two charities, two causes, and we do the same thing. So there's Children's Healthcare and there's Must Ministries. So I picked two nonprofits and created the same newsletter content, just using a different nonprofit, so that people can see in two different ways. It's actually the same newsletter, but we change the words when it comes to the nonprofit, because that's the problem that Platinum members have, is they may be using, say, some Alzheimer's charity in Ontario. Okay, well, I send them a children's hospital newsletter. The calls I used to get from Platinum members was, how do I change it to be for, this charity I'm involved with the Alzheimer's? And I'm like, man, that means if you can't look at the words on the newsletter that are really the referral offer and just pop out children's and pop in the Alzheimer's place, we're having a difficult time here. So what I decided to do is, like, let me just create two newsletters that are basically exactly the same, but just have different causes. And so people can see how they're rewritten. And then that helps them get their brain around being able to do that themselves. That's why there's two.
Right.
Okay. But the starting point for implementing the referral marketing system is not the newsletter. It's actually the referral offer, because that referral offer that you write is going to get inserted into the newsletters. That's how it makes it easy to modify them. So that's why we start every Platinum member off with number one on the checklist, create your referral offer. And that's what the checklist says. Okay. Like, if I can wave my magic wand, it would be Neil, brand new Platinum member, create your referral offer, send it to me. Okay. But since you're in Metro Atlanta, you're probably involved in Children's Healthcare or Must Ministries. It's already done for you, so that's nice. Okay, yep. But if you said no, Todd, I'm a veteran. I want to do some stuff with wounded warriors. Great. Well, that's not written anywhere, so you'd be well off to modify the referral offer and send it, to your coach, and then it can get plussed up, go back and forth, get it the right way. So that's it. All right, one more other point too on this while we're in it. Right there, check it out. It says referral marketing newsletter August DOC. Okay, that is actually all of the templates, including the scripts for your video, stuff for a paid ad for remarketing to this audience, uploading a custom audience, which is on the checklist. And it's also blog, because the direct mail newsletter is just a part of the monthly referral marketing system, right? So it's just a part. So you're going to like create a blog and you can create videos, and it sort of becomes a pretty good sized marketing system. There's more than just the direct mail newsletter. So I cover all of that in that Word document there. All right. And you're pretty familiar with that so far. All right, pretty sweet. Thanks for letting me get it out though. Any questions about Homeward Bound?
Nope.
All right, let's talk about InHouse. InHouse is a quarterly newsletter publication.
Oh, well, one question, if I could stop you just for 1 second. So Homeward Bound, we always go to that source right there in the CP library. That's where we're going to get it, nowhere else.
You got it, buddy.
Okay.
Platinum Referral Systems Library, the middle of every month, all of the materials for the upcoming month are going to be published.
Okay.
You got it. All of that right there. It's always going to be the bottom stuff. All right, cool. All right, so we're learning something, and thank you for asking these questions. All right, next, InHouse. That is a quarterly newsletter, all right? And you'll find that one right here. Platinum Past Client and Sphere Library, right there. Platinum Past Client and Sphere Library. Okay, so working with past clients in Sphere, quarterly, we have this system called InHouse. Okay, and it's going to be the same exact thing. You're going to find the latest and greatest InHouse at the bottom. Okay, it's a quarterly publication.
Okay.
All right, quarterly publication. And if I was to open it up, which I will, okay, so we're right now in the summer of 2019. So there's InHouse Quarterly Summer 2019. You can see a PDF and a publisher file. And the reason why I put them up there in both is so you can see a finished product and you can have something you can edit. Of course, you got to have publisher on your computer in order to do that. Okay, so here it is. It's the same. It's 4 pages long. Okay. All right. It's going to go out quarterly, and it sort of goes out to who we just talked about, all your past clients. So I don't like using the word past clients, but it makes sense, you know, for people that come in here. But you know how it works. When you get a client, they're never a past client.
Right.
Yeah, they're just always a client. It's just, hey, what happens after we sell them a house or they buy a house? You know, or we sell their house. What happens then? Well, that's when InHouse kicks in, and of course, a Homeward Bound is already kicked in probably because it's going to clients. So think this. Let's say that I sold you a house 3 months ago. Okay. Here's what I know. For the last 3 months, you've been getting my my Homeward Bound. Okay, you've been getting it for the last 3 months. All right, so here it is, summertime. It's time for me to send out my quarterly newsletter. Now you're getting ready to get InHouse. So yes, you're right. It's possible that on, say, for the month of August, you would probably get 2 newsletters from me in the mail, Homeward Bound and InHouse. So 4 times a year, your clients, past clients, are going to get 2 newsletters that month from you. One of them's going to be Homeward Bound, one of them's going to be InHouse, because InHouse on Homeward Bound is monthly. It's totally aimed at getting referrals. InHouse is quarterly, and it's totally aimed at trying to convince them that they should consider investing in real estate.
Right. Okay.
All right. 2 different offers, 2 different things. All right. So, man, you got it, big dog. So let me see. There's one thing I'll point out to you real fast. Hang on. One second. Right here. See ID 1345? Platinum in-house quarterly training video. Right here, Platinum Get More Referrals and Returning Clients webinar.
Mm-hmm.
In-house quarterly marketing system. In-house
Mm-hmm.
quarterly training video. Right, exactly. So that's what I meant. So the materials are going to be at the bottom. That's the latest and greatest stuff. And everything above that is just coaching and training on running that system and getting it going, expanding it, multiplying it, and everything else. So that's Homeward Bound. I mean, excuse me, in-house. Now, on the in-house, real quick, though, what did I do with it here? Where'd it go? I don't know what I did with it. I thought I had it open. There it is. So one thing you're going to want to do on your in-house, and one thing you're going to want to do on your Homeward Bound, you see it's only 4 pages. 1 page,
Right.
2 page, 3 page, 4 page, right? So in the training video, I tell you this, but I'm going to I'll mention to you now. It's a 6-page mailing.
Right.
There are 4 pages here, but you're going to insert a page. You're going to insert a piece of paper inside of it, and on that insert is the front and the back, so it actually becomes 6 pages. So on my insert on in-house, I just talk more about investing in real estate. I just go further. I give, here's some, here's a couple of testimonials of some clients that bought a quadruplex. Here's one that bought 3 single family homes. Here's my own personal experience with buying one, and I flipped it and made some money, that sort of thing. And then you give additional opportunities. So you got 2 full pages to do that with. It's pretty slick, okay? Mm-hmm. So that's really great. Maybe you advertise your investor webinar or seminar that you're going to do for your clients. And I do recommend you do that every quarter. That's all in that marketing system. Now, as a side note, does this mean your clients are going to come back to you and invest in real estate? No, only a small percentage of them will do that. But what it does do is it positions Neil now as a freaking expert at real estate. See, before you were a real estate agent expert. You know, you help them buy and sell their own house. So after that, now you run a business because your business partners with a nonprofit. That's a positioning tactic. That's pretty cool. And you're going back to your clients trying to convince them to use equity in their own home or other people's money to invest in real estate like you do. And now that's going to position you even higher. You're a wealth builder, and you're going to be more likely to get more referrals as a result of that. It leads to more referrals.
Right.
As much or more so than it does them coming back and investing in real estate. So it's an amazing positioning tactic. You could even partner with, like this article here, you can partner with other Platinum members around North America that are in places where there are good investment opportunities. Like you could call Tracy King up in Tennessee and have him on a webinar, next week, talking to all of your clients, Sphere, invite everybody you want about investing in the Great Smoky Mountains. What a great deal that is. So now that's all covered in the training video.
Okay.
Which everything I'm talking about is referenced in the business plan and on the first 6 months checklist as well. So the point that I'm making with that is that, Neil, eventually all of your questions are answered. But I can answer all of your questions well ahead of time. You can just ask, like we're doing right now. Yeah. But I want you to know that.
So things like Tracy
right.
King.
Yep. Go ahead. I'm sorry. I cut you off. What was that?
No. So detail like who these the cash flow cabins and stuff like that. That detail of who to contact and all that is in the training videos.
Nope. No, I don't give out Tracy King's information in there. Remember, the Platinum Facebook page is your access to all the Platinum members.
Got it. Okay. So
that's what I got to go on there and message Tracy King, and you're got him.
Got it. Okay.
Yep. All right. Good question. All right. That's pretty good, man. So before we look at the information line, So let's just talk about it. So we looked at Market Watch. I'll go back to the website here. So we looked at Market Watch. Which is, again, to summarize, monthly newsletter that goes out to prospects, okay, that I'm following up with. And remember, that's offered on the callback script if they're not ready to meet with us right now.
Right.
So that's your monthly file, right? So that's cool. Secondly is Homeward Bound, which is part of the referral marketing system done monthly. All right. InHouse is a quarterly system publication that ties in with getting all of your customers and clients, past clients, to come back and invest in real estate, which I think you promised them in the listing agreement and the buyer agreement that you're going to do. If you remember that, it says VIP client program. All right, cool, man. All right, so that's pretty good. Now let's go to the dashboard and let's just talk, because on the Market Watch newsletter, since these are prospects, it's way, and not like clients and that sort of thing, it's really good. The information lines are, I can't tell you how valuable they are when following up with prospects, because you're going to be telling them to call you, but since they're not your client, you still got to widen it up a little bit. You got to make it easy for them to do business with you. So the information line really, really helps, okay, to generate more. If you make all of your prospects, even though you talk to them once and you're going to follow back up with them in the future on the phone, that in between time that you're marketing to them, if everything you do is to tell them to call you, you want to be doing some of that, like in remarketing and follow up, you want them to tell you, call you, but you want to give them some other options to get stuff from you and find out more about you and benefit them, build that trust and goodwill. So the information lines, dude, are massive at doing that. Okay. So you activate those by right here on the coaching site. You can see that, right? Right there, my hotlines. You got to be a primary platinum member for that, right? You got to be a primary platinum member. And when you click on my hotlines, it actually tells you what to do. Step 1, step 2, step 3, dude, it's so easy. It's not even funny. Like Adrian has made that easy for everybody there. You get a unbranded and you get a branded hotline. Okay, so it's beautiful stuff.
Since you brought that up, and by the way, I've actually got a.
All right, hold on. So you're running a Facebook ad. Is this a paid ad?
Yeah.
Okay, all right. I'm guessing also on the paid ad, I can click and I can go to a form.
Yes.
As well. Okay, all right.
Yes.
All right, that's cool. So I like that. You've given them two ways to communicate with you.
Absolutely. I want to do both.
Okay, interesting. Hey, there's nothing wrong with that. And then over time, you'll see, okay, nobody calls the info line. They only click on the form, and then you eliminate the information line, just go with the form. So that's pretty smart.
On the less branded, I totally get the branded line and how to do the ads for the branded line. Mm-hmm. That's easy. On the less branded, mm-hmm. they always refer to a less branded website. Now, the CP Success web platform, all of my landing pages are branded.
Mm-hmm. But they don't have to be. That's just a matter of changing the banner.
Okay.
On a landing page. You follow me?
Yeah.
So you can just change the banner to a less branded banner. In other words, just remove your USP on there.
Well,
but I'm pretty familiar with the marketing that you're doing, and I think you're good with that branded website.
Are you seeing it?
I just think you're good with the branded website. I don't think you need a less branded website.
Okay.
Because if I want to do a less branded landing page, I've got my branded website. So I can just duplicate the landing page, just create a new landing page exactly like the one you got and just make a less branded banner. For example, I could put in there Gwinnett County Home Info as the banner. Right. Yeah, okay.
Right, but the landing page always starts with your main website URL.
Well, all right, hold on. Hang on one second. Right, let's look at something here. I'll show you here real quick. Give me a sec. I need to keep that up there. I don't want to close that out. Yeah, okay, so I'll close this out in here. Let's go to, I'll go to somebody's website. Okay, here's George. Okay,
Right.
this is the home page, which I got to be honest with you. You just don't on purpose drive traffic to a home page. That's not a great marketing concept. Okay, you may mention your homepage. You may say neollansing.com, in some of your branded marketing, but you're not telling people to go to neollansing.com.
No.
Right. You're telling them to go to something like this. So if let's say it's let's do something even better now. Let's go to here we go. I like this. Okay. So let's say you're running an ad on Facebook or in a newspaper or anywhere. Okay. And you're saying free list of distress sales and bank foreclosures. Okay. Yep. So you're going to register a domain name and you're going to point it to this page right up here. So your registered domain name in your ad may be NL, like for Neil Lansing, NL distresssales.com.
Got it.
And then I forward that URL. So I pay like $8 for, a year or two for that URL. And I forward the URL from GoDaddy. I forward it to your address there on that page.
But you're saying take the banner and remove any of the branding.
Well, what I'm saying is I don't know. It depends on the ad. Depends on the marketing and stuff. So you can take any of these landing pages and just inside your website, you're allowed to create a landing page. You can just click and create a new landing page.
So just create a second one that doesn't have the banner on it. Yeah. Okay. That's what I'm trying to figure out.
It'll spit out an address, and here's what the address would say. Let's say it was George. It would say georgelorimer.com/custom_345 or some such. It'll just assign it a page name. All right. And you just copy and paste the text into the new landing page that you're creating and just select which form that you want to use because you'll have the choice of forms. And then your banner, you'll be able to have your default banner or add another banner. And I'm just saying another banner that would be less branded would basically be sort of the same background, but it might say GwinnettCountyHomeInfo.com or something like that.
Yeah.
Yep.
Well, because what started all this is I was trying to create a Craigslist ad, a less branded Craigslist ad. For example, the 7 mistakes. And I want them to go. Well, in fact, in the ad generator, there's an example of a less branded web page. And so that's where I got stuck. I was like, well, wait a minute, how do I create that? So yeah, that's okay. Yeah, just create another landing page and make it less branded. Okay.
Right. So here's how it works. So you're in Platinum. Coaching members don't even know about this website, this branded website. So when they jump into coaching, they get what they call a less branded website that has some of these landing pages, but not all. Okay. And then at some point down the road, we say, hey, if you like what's happening around here and you like our system, you might want to consider upgrading to this website.
Right.
Okay. It's got more stuff and it's branded and it's all these great things. So you don't need 2 websites, but you might need 2 landing pages, one branded and one less branded, depending on the one. Right.
Okay.
Yeah. So the downside of having one site versus 2 is the only downside is the name of the website.
Right.
So it would be, in your case, neollansing.com. So if I create a less branded page, when somebody clicks on your link in the ad, and then it forwards me to the less branded landing page, in the address bar, it's going to have your name, Neil Lansing. But when I'm looking at the landing page, I still won't know who Neil Lansing is.
Right.
It's just the landing page, neollansing.com/blah, blah, blah. But, I can click on some other pages and I find out, oh, this is a real estate agent, I guess, who has information. So that's the downside, but it's also an upside.
Right.
That's what I'm saying. I think you're good with this. But if you were starting out in our system, we start out we always start people out with the easiest way and the least expensive way to get leads. And removing the agent from it altogether is the easiest way and cheapest way to get leads. It opens the funnel up. But you know how that works sometimes too. You get people that they're just a bit wishy-washy when you open the funnel up. So, but I like your approach. I think you're strategic here. You have exactly what you need. You're good to go. Now that you know about the all the newsletters, the information lines, and branded and less branded applications in information lines and website. All right.
Right.
Okay. So here's kind of how it worked for me. If I was using, let's say I'm driving traffic to, let me pick a page here, and then I'll let you go. Let's see. Let's say I'm driving traffic to this page. I'm running an ad. 11 costing home inspection traps to know about weeks before listing home for sale. And I'm driving to this exact page. There's my face. There's this. But I'm not doing so great. Okay, well then I would keep the ad running and I would change the landing page. In other words, I would only know to do that though if I had a lot of page visits. And see, in your website, you can see how many page views you get if you're if you're doing a good job of using URL tracking. Okay, I can say, so if I've got like 100 page views and 3 form submittals, I'm like, shit, that's not so good. So then I flip the page around. I say, let me try a less branded page. And let's say I get another 100 page views, but only 5 form submittals, which would be like 2 more. Then I'm just going to compare. What's better? 5 form submittals or 3 form submittals? The answer is, I don't know. Let's compare the prospects. I may discover that the 3 form submittals out of 100 on the branded page were better leads than the 5 form submittals on the less branded page. You know what I mean?
Right.
So that's what you're going to end up getting into as you begin to scale this cool business you got.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do I use branded or less branded? And the answer is always both. You won't know which one's going to work the best unless you are testing against each other.
Right. Well, that's where I was going. I've got the branded stuff down, but I was going to also create less branded, but I didn't, didn't quite know where to send them. So
there you go. All right, good. Okay. Good. As a rule, though, as a rule, and you'll probably always be better off on this, if you're running a less branded ad and you're driving them to an information line, as a rule, use the less branded info line.
Yeah. Okay.
It'll run a little bit smoother for you. Branded ads, branded information line. Less branded ad, less branded information line.
Oh yeah.
Now, the online marketing, like I said, I would do the same thing. Absolutely the same thing. I'd create a less branded page and I would just use one website. And the downside is my name's in the address bar. Okay, well, I would still, it's not worth having 2 websites and managing all that mess.
Right.
Based on my experience.
Can we jump back just for a second to InHouse?
Absolutely.
Just specifically, is the how to use other people's money to buy distressed sales and how to unlock the equity in your home. Is that in the training video?
Right here.
Yeah, but the phone number, the website, is that just driving it to your own landing page?
All right, you get to decide how you want to do this. Okay, so how to use other people's money to buy distressed sales and bank foreclosures. Okay, how to unlock the equity in your own home to buy 3 houses for the price of 1. Give me a call. You get to decide how you want to do that if you're going to put those in there. Your question, it sounds to me like, is like, how do you even do those things? Is that what you're asking me?
Well, I mean, yeah, is there any material to show, or do we just wing it and come up with it?
There's not a whole lot of coaching and training in here on Neil. Let me show you how to use other people's money to buy real estate.
Right.
Okay. Now you already know how to do that, dude. It's debt.
Right.
So for example, I find a home and I use 80% of the bank's money. I use 20% of the guy that owns the house who I'm buying it from, use his money. That'd be 100%. That'd be 100% debt, using bank's money and the homeowner's money as a second.
Right.
Okay. I could also use 70% of the bank's money, 10% of my money, and 20% from the owner or a group of people and other investors who are too lazy to go find deals, but they'll just put the money up and guarantee them a rate of return.
Okay.
Okay.
I got it. I just didn't know if there was already some material or something I needed to be looking at that.
Nope, it's not there other than our own self-education on it. Now, it's on my list. It's on my to-do list right here somewhere. Oh, here it is. Here's my to-do list, just so you know I got one. It's my notepad.
Right.
Okay. Mucho page is there. I have it there to actually do real estate investor training for Platinum members, because I think that you being able to go out there and invest in real estate, and knowing how to use other people's money to do that would be a cool thing. I'd like for you to know more about that.
Sure.
Also how to unlock the equity in your own home, using HELOCs and other equity type, just a position of equity to be able to unlock that and use that to go buy and invest in real estate. That's a smart move, because the cash flow from the real estate will offset the debt that you're having to pay, the debt servicing on that HELOC. That's a really great move. That's a great move. And that's in a fast paced moving real estate marketplace. I would do that all day long. Yeah, I think we should probably do some additional training on that. Let me give you one resource on that though. Okay. We do have a resource on real estate investing in the file library. So when you get to the file library, down the right-hand side of your screen, Platinum real estate, I think is it investor? Yeah, right there. Platinum Real Estate Investor Systems Library. See that?
Okay.
Yeah, right there. Platinum Real Estate Investor Systems Library. Making tons of money with real estate investors. Become an investment expert. Francois McKay, investment seminar, questionnaire, invitation. And then there's a little bit about using your past clients to do it, that, getting your past clients to show up to investor seminars and stuff.
Right. Okay.
I know, it's amazing. Isn't it amazing, the content here?
It's
almost incomprehensible.
Brown in it.
It is. It's almost incomprehensible. Why would anyone ever give it up? It's got to be the dumbest decision I've ever seen agents make. And I'm just using the opportunity to say this for my own benefit. The dumbest thing I've ever seen real estate agents do is give this up. For what the investment is, you give it up. Dumb. Because everything that you're ever going to want to do in real estate and grow is right here. And it just keeps on coming too, every week, every month, every year. It's incomprehensible, the content. God. Anyway,
hey, just a couple more questions, because I don't want to take too much more of your time. The listing ads in there, I take it you just leave those alone. Don't worry about messing with those, because they're really just meant to, be examples. They don't give
where's the ad being posted?
No, in InHouse, you've got like the pictures of the home that, $300,000 up in Beaufort, and right there. Just leave those alone. In other words, publish it with those in it.
If you want to.
Yeah. In other words, there's no reason that you would have to swap them out, because they're kind of anonymous.
Hey, just think creatively, dude. You're trying to magnetically attract your client base,
right,
to you about investing in real estate. You're trying to prove to people that you know a thing or two about real estate. Right. And getting rich. So, these are just examples here.
Right.
It ain't as well, and it may not be as well thought out as you want it to be. There's more I would do with this page if it were me. In my insert, there's more I would do with that as well. So anyway, we're gonna run through more of this too in Orlando.
All right.
Yeah.
Hey,
these are good questions. These are good new to this questions that I just want to reiterate. They eventually get answered as you go through the business plans. It's all there, and the answer in it, because I always drive you. I say, here's on the checklist this week is this, and you'll see it, and you'll go back, and it'll take you back somewhere, and you end up kind of getting your questions answered. But what I like is when people ask them, rather than wondering and that kind of thing. But so I got no problem with it. That's what I'm saying. I appreciate it. But I did want you to know that eventually you kind of come across it anyway. But good move on these. You're hitting it, because it's summertime. InHouse just put out there. You're showing up at this moment in history. When it hits the shelf, and you're like, InHouse, Homeward Bound, Market Watch. What the hell? What is all this? Holy moly! So now you know.
Right. The 18-month buyer guarantee that we have.
Mm-hmm.
In the online certificate, it reads that it's only given to buyers who buy our listings. But that's not really correct, because in the PowerPoint presentation, it's delivered as anybody who's buying a home gets that guarantee, right?
If you want to.
Yeah, I mean, is there really any reason not to?
Nope.
Yeah, I don't see what the difference would be. So.
Nope.
It would still function the same way, whether they bought a listing we already had or whether they bought some, we went out and they bought it, I showed them a home and it was somebody else's listing.
Mm-hmm. So we're looking at it right here. I'll put buy any one of our listings. If you're not satisfied within 24 months, I'll buy it back.
Right.
And you can also say, I'll buy it back or sell it for free.
Well, exactly. That's what I was going to say, because it's or sell it for free. Because there's always that backup to keep it safe.
Yeah, the or buy it back means you got to move up by one of our listings.
Right. And that's
sell it for free is just waive the commission and, get it done for you.
Right. Okay. All right. That clears that up.
Now but yes, you're right. Why wouldn't you just give this on our VIP buyer agreement? It says we're going to give them a buyer satisfaction guarantee if we help them buy a house. So you're right. You're going to do that for sure.
It's in the presentation anyway. Yeah. All right.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Just in closing, something I heard about just the other day. Have you heard about this new Freddie Mac loan?
Yeah. One more point. I think what you missed on, maybe what you missed on is, in order for us to give them the guarantee, in other words, in order for us to buy back their home or quote guarantee the sale of their home, they have to be moving up and buying one of our listings.
Well, that part I got.
Okay, gotcha. All right.
But it sounded like it read that they had to up front be buying one of our listings as well.
No.
Okay.
No.
Then maybe I misread it. Okay.
Yeah, you got it.
All right. This choice renovation loan, have you heard about this?
Tell me about it.
Oh, it's huge. Freddie Mac literally just came out in the last couple of weeks. It's basically a loan, and it's in recognition of the fact that we've got an aging housing stock, and so many people now are wanting to buy homes, but they want to, do renovations. They're buying, fixer-uppers and that sort of thing. And this is a loan that if you can get the plans together of what improvements you're going to make, the appraiser, as I understand it, appraises the home with the improvements, and you up front get your mortgage with the amount to cover the improvements up front. So in other words, people buying a $350,000 fixer-upper, and now they got to pull out of their pocket $50,000 to do improvements. They just throw the $50,000 into the mortgage.
I would have that in my InHouse newsletter, that information on maybe the insert. I'd have that on an insert, and make a big deal out of that. That would be a good time to do that. I would record a video on that, and I would send that out to my databases right now as well. So that's just news. So you're going to broadcast that news to your databases and invite them to give you a call to go buy something. Or if you or anyone you know is thinking about buying, give me a call, and and we can make that happen. That's what you want to do with that information.
Yep.
Yeah, but that's not what agents do. They basically have it, and then when somebody calls them, they're like, "Hey, you might be interested in da-da-da." No. You take news and you run marketing around it to get more people to call you. Great job. Yeah, that's what that's for. But yes, I had somebody tell me that I don't know what it was, last week or something.
Okay. All right. I've got a couple of past clients that I'm going to go back to and get it because they're recent enough that I'm going to go back and get a testimonial video from.
Mm-hmm.
Do you have any suggestions on the top 2 or 3 statements that you would make sure that they make?
Mm-hmm.
Or is it just pick from?
Absolutely, buddy. We got a formula for that, man. There's a formula. So I'm in here in file library. I'm going to go to Platinum Testimonial.
Right.
Library. Have you been there yet?
Yes.
Okay.
I've been hunting around in it.
Yeah, Platinum Testimonial Systems Library.
Right.
So the formula that you really, first of all, you want to get as much from them as possible.
Right.
Okay. That is a given. And in your authorization, you want to be able to use some or all of it. And you can even paraphrase it. That's really what you can do. So that's important. So I think a lot of people think that when I get a testimonial, I got to use it exactly as they wrote it. And the answer is no. All right. You can move words around. You can use part of it, all of it. You just might want to get that as an authorization, which is what that is. But if you look at these, these templates and those kinds of things, here's sort of the formula. Okay. Number one is that they had a problem. What was it?
Right.
Okay. Then the problem got worse. Okay. How? So in other words, I was transferred to, from Atlanta, from one part of town to another. I had to move jobs, so I'm having to commute from freaking, Douglasville to Loganville. And it was killing me, 2-hour drive one way. It was killing me. It's killing me. All right. So I put my house on the market with a friend who was referred, who I knew, and thought they would be able to get it sold. 6 months later, I had 2 offers on it, but they were terrible. They didn't work out. 6 months, I'm driving, 2 hours each way and trying to get my house sold and commuting. It was killing me. So you see, I had a problem, made it worse. Okay. All right. Now, next, how did they find out about you? Okay. I kept getting these postcards in the mail from Neil Lansing that said that if my home didn't sell, he would buy it. So, of course, I called him. All right. So that's the third part of it. And then, of course, the point of it. Boy, am I glad I did.
Right.
So that's the point of the testimonial. I'm glad I called Neil. I'm glad I picked Neil. Okay. And then the last part is the outcome.
Right.
Okay. Now you can fill in another part between the point, which is I'm glad I called Neil, and the outcome. You can fill in story details. Like, Neil was amazing. Like, he seemed to anticipate every issue, and all of our questions were answered before we even asked them, as an example. Neil's communication, system was amazing. Okay.
Right.
You can highlight a consumer program. We loved the talking house system. It was cool to see 4 people sitting out in front of the house at any given time, listening to house talk. Okay. So consumer program, a specific thing that they latched onto that they really liked. That would be the thing between the point, I'm glad I called Neil, and the outcome. So highlighting a specific consumer program and how they benefited from it or what they liked about it. And then the outcome is we sold our home in 17 days for 101.5% of the asking price.
Right.
Outcome. I bought the home of my dreams, got a great deal on it, and avoided all hassles. Smooth on-time closing. So there you go. That's your testimonial formula.
Okay.
You like that?
Okay. Good. All right.
Okay. Good job. It. Yeah, man, it's my pleasure. I'm glad you called. Thanks for making the extra effort to do that. It means a lot.
You bet. Well, thanks for answering all my questions and taking some time.
I'll download the video, send you a copy of it if you want it.
Okay. Sounds great.
All right, bub. Have a good one. Go serve big. See you.
Okay. Thanks.